All right. Before I get into this game, I gotta read some shit in the manual, because this game is a little confusing when you first boot it up about the what's up, dude? Yeah, this game, like, when I first played this game, I was kind of confused. There's like a medal system, and that affects the difficulty or something. I don't know. I still don't have it figured out, but I have the manual right here. So we're gonna figure out the mechanics of this game. Alright. Difficulty, okay. Options that affect difficulty. Options are, okay, you may increase your starting medals used as money. Oh, shit. Okay. Okay. And we have to, and you have to use a different character per environment to get the real ending. There's a secret in every level, and you have to find every like secret in every level in order to get the true ending. At least that's what it says in the manual. I got a Saturn controller I'm using on my Genesis, so. Alright, so we want... Alright, what is Z loss? Alright, we gotta figure that out real quick. Okay. Z loss. Okay. Money in the shop. Change your stock of available bombs that affect number of lives. What is Z loss? Z loss. Or power metals. World's future, fantasy, and alien. Stage 1, the journey begins. Stage 2, alien infestation. Stage 3, Megatropolis 20XX. Metals times Z. So, loss. So we would want that, if it lost, we would want that 10, 20, I don't know. I guess we would want that low. Like 10, I guess. All right. Damn, I tell you what, I'm glad I jumped on the Kickstarter for this game because, like, on eBay, these shits are going for some money, dude. Yeah, I was on the NG Direct's website today. I saw that they just released it on the eShop. What's it like $20 or something? I wonder if they're gonna do a physical on it. Oh, I ended up getting a copy of Cyber Shadow for Switch the other day. I really like that game. Convert to The frontline defense force for the sprawling and often besieged city fortress, okay, of the metropolis, okay. Piloting the advanced blah 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 super fighter. This veteran has bested many alien territories, brought forth to fight by ancient magical, right? Okay, so I guess this is the first one we're supposed to pick. They all have like this like secondary attack, and it really seems ineffective. You do have bombs though. I like these type of games, dude. This is what you would call a console shooter, you know? You know, the mechanics in this game, this is the type of shit that, like, when people would port, like, arcade games to the Sega Saturn, they would try to add in mechanics to affect difficulty, just to make the game a more playable experience, not, like, so much of a quarter muncher, you know what I mean? Fuck. Dying in this game sucks. You only get like a couple of lives and that's it. This is a pretty cool section of the level, like the mushroom cave. $15 That's not bad. I wonder if they're gonna do a physical. I mean, Fast Striker's out on. There's a physical release on the, I guess on the Neo Geo, right? I know it's on the Dreamcast and PS4, and I'm assuming it's on Steam. I wonder if this will ever go on Steam. Bitch. That guy's hard. I guess you can only shoot him in like the flashy part on his tail. I don't know what you do for the secret in that level. I don't know. I wonder if you can go back to the levels once you finish them to go find the secrets. Goblin's Castle. Beating it. Oh, you have, dude. I haven't on. All I know is you're supposed to. It says in the manual. It says you're supposed to use a different character for a different level. Like I guess their home level or something like that. So I don't know. I bet once you power up that melee attack, that becomes more effective because that thing's kind of weak for like all the characters when you first start off. Alright, so this is level 2. Which one should I use? The Goblin Fortress or whatever. Let's see. Read the first ZPF. Yeah, I like Super Zix is good. I just actually found another copy of Neo Zix for the Dreamcast, or Neo Zing. What's the real name for that game? It's like Neo Zengetsu or some shit like that. I bought and sold a Neo Geo system trying to get that. Well, trying to get that and a couple other of the NG Dev Team shooters for the Neo Geo, but I guess I go with the Knight again. Use the Knight here. All right. I just used the Knight on the first level. Bitch. I played this game the other day for a little bit, and I just read the manual just like, you know, just a few minutes ago, so. And I've beaten bosses on the three or four of the levels in this game, just randomly choosing different characters. I think I used a, what are they called, the Gladius character or whatever. I used that for like every single one of the levels. Alright, come on. Alright. So for this first level here, which one do you use? What's up, guys, man? Yeah, I usually... Look, I'm on vacation this week. This is actually my 3rd day of vacation. So for this first level right here, who do I use? I'm assuming it's the Knight for this first level, too. Look, correct me if I'm wrong. Knight, alright. That's right, I don't have any money yet. Alright. Yeah, that game's Super Zix. Look, it says Super Zix when I downloaded it, because I know, I don't know him per se, but I've been following this person on social media for years now that did the music for that game. This person's name is Karina, and I don't know if they did the sound on Neo Zix for the, you know, when that came out. I'm not sure. I think maybe they did. I don't know, but I got pretty deep into, you know, the NG Dev Team shooters like years ago when they you know, when they released on Dreamcast. That was like the start of the whole like homebrew Dreamcast scene right there. Was them putting those games on the Dreamcast. But back then, the problem was the controller for me. I used the ASCII pad for the Dreamcast before I settled on the more superior option, which is the Saturn controller adapter that has the VMU thing on the controller port. Yeah, this melee attack is... I don't know. When are you even supposed to use this melee attack? Guess you use it to point blank enemies. I don't know. I do like the mushroom aesthetic though. So, okay, so for this level here, with these turtles, right, is this the secret? Like, just popping those little... whatever that's in those turtle shell? Is that the secret for this level? Bosses. Huh. Yeah, I do like that, what's it, I guess it's called the gladius, like the the gladius shit. I do like it. It's got that spread shot, you know. I'm not down with the melee attacks in this game, and I guess unless you power them up, I guess they become more effective. Oh, tomorrow's the convention. See, this fucking guy gets me every time. Just wasted life on his bitch ass. Only if you know missed. Okay. I know this guy's pretty easy. You just stay back and don't get hit pretty much. Yeah. I wonder, are they ever gonna like sell this game to the general public? Or are they ever gonna port? I feel like they're gonna end up porting this to like the Switch. Ooh. God damn. See, you gotta know that, you gotta know shit like that or else you'll get killed, you know? So I guess in this level you gotta hit all the faces on the wall, I'm guessing. Works great on this level too. Ah, I see. So that thing that has that glowing little ass bubble thing, you want to hit that with the melee attack. I see. Only thing is that you gotta, like, you know, you gotta pretty much use it to point blank with, you know? This, you know, some of the graphics on this game reminds me of that shooter in that Three Wonders game. You know, that game that's got like a, it's got like a run and gun shooter. It's got like an action platformer and like a regular shooter. I actually think that game got ported to the Sega Saturn. Or those games, I should say. Damn it. Oh man, that reminds me of like some techno-soft stuff going on in the background there. Oh shit. Ah! You just gotta handle games like this like you do games like Elemental Master. You just gotta play them over and over and over and over and over and over again. I enjoy that though. My girl's always like, how can you play those games over and over and over again? You don't just play it once and then get bored with it? It's like, you don't get it. My daughter says the same thing. Yeah, right. My kid, he's more open to it, but at least she's not like, no. Like, there's been a couple times where she was kind of like, again, because she's not into this shit at all, you know. I mean, in all honesty, dude, I'm not into chicks that are into video games. You feel me? Like, that's just me. But you know, I still haven't beat Elemental Master yet. I can get like to the last form of the very last boss, and like that's it. Other than that, I can pretty much like no death run that game at this point, except for that the very last part of the very last boss. He's got 3 forms. I got the first 2 down. Yeah, let me get that. God, you know another game that I really like that I don't hear anyone. There was one guy I heard speak of it on Instagram, and then I started like talking with this person because of this game, and that's Over OBJ on the I guess the NES and Famicom. Man, that's a pretty sick game, dude. And when I went looking for that game, as soon as I found out about it, I was like, oh, I have to own it. So I found one person in Japan selling a copy. Because I think it was like one of those, like, they sold it at like Beep Japan, and then they maybe threw a website for a few copies. I know it was a limited release, but when I went looking for it, there was only one I could find. Now, there's repros of it. I wouldn't be against owning a repro on a game like that, since it's like a, it's like a homebrew type of deal anyway. But man, they should have made more copies of that sucker. That's a good game. I think there was even an NES port. I have the Famicom version. I think there was an NES version too. That's probably like I don't need. That's if that exists. That's an expensive shooter right there. Alright, so right here, these are the guys I'm supposed to use the melee attack with, right? I just bitched out and used a bomb, but... Alright, so how am I doing this? Like that? Oh. Fucker. Alright, cool. I evened out with that life. Easy. Thunder Force 3 Glade. Oh, okay. Thunder Force 3, I will say that was the easiest one. Dude, the reason I don't like Thunder Force 4 is the difficulty spike. Dude, that's a hard game. Yeah, the soundtrack in Thunder Force 4 is really good. The visuals, like the parallax scrolling and the colors they use, are a lot like this in a sense. The way they contrast the colors, and they have the real fast multiple layers of scrolling. But man, that Thunder Force 4 Lightning Force, wasn't that right? That's a hard, dude. That's a hard. I can't. That's a hard game, dude. You said snakes. Speaking of which, I forgot. I'm actually at my woman's house right now, but I brought my snake. I got like a pet snake. I brought him with me because I gotta feed him today. I usually feed him in the evening time. All right, so for this level here, we got to use night again, right? Yeah, night. Dude, all the characters in this game look so funny. I did this level hint a couple of times, and it's like it speaks in parables like the Bible. Yeah, this would be nice. Enemy shot down. Oh, okay. I like this ship the best, but obviously you can't use that for every level if you want the true ending. Yeah, Thunder Force 3 is my favorite too. I just like the way the game's balanced as opposed to Thunder Force 4. I do like 5, and I like 6 on the PS2. Although 6 on the PS2 is really long, and it's got a really creepy end boss. It's like a baby, like fetus that you have to kill. But yeah, 3's my favorite. But I'm gonna tell you some real shit as far as Thunder Force games go, or Technosoft games go. Thunder Force games rank at damn near the bottom of my list of Technosoft games. When you got Technosoft, like you got like yeah, so like Technosoft, you know, when I think about shit like this and shit like this and like Elemental Master, like that they blow the Thunder Force games out of the water. Cause for real, I mean, I don't like the weapon options in Thunder Force 4. Or any of the Thunder Force games, really, for that. I'm not paying attention to the game now. I don't really like the way you can cycle through your weapons. Maybe if there was 3 weapons, I would be cool with that. But there's just too many, and you can lose them too quick, and then you can't get them back, and I don't like that. I like the way they did an Elemental Master much better. Yes, Elemental Master's a much easier game, but I think it's a much better game. And Elemental Master's only easy if you've played it over and over and over and over again. Like, if you just play it for the first time, you're gonna die in the first level, you know? At least I did. Multiple times. God, there's still so many shooters I need to pick up for the Switch. There's like those Toaplan collections that are... I saw that they had for PAL region, which I guess they would have English on them, which is nice. Ugh. Can I change anything when the game is paused? You know, sometimes you can change a ship's speed. I guess you can't in this game. Yeah, Hyper Duel is really awesome in the Saturn mode because the way... You know, like when you're in the mech form in Hyper Duel, you can use... you know, the right shoulder button and lock in your target, kind of like a pseudo twin stick shooter in a sense, you know. Or like the best way I can describe it is you can lock on the way you can in like some of the Contra games, like you know, like Contra Hardcore for the Genesis, or yeah, like Contra 3 Alien Wars. Oh, I died. Alright. What the hell does this mean, Z loss? 10, 50, 20. Is that even a 2? Is that, what is that? Is that a Z? Is it like supposed to be a 2? It is. That's a 2, obviously. Alright, 1, 5, 2. Gradius Origins, can't wait for that. New Salamander, huh? Yeah, there's so many ports and shooters that I still need to get on the Switch. See, what does this mean? Z loss. Limited down's pretty good. I actually brought that with me. I have that. I brought that. I brought Glay Lancer. I brought this, and then I brought a multi-cart that's got like all the Genesis games on it, like a EverDrive. 50. So how many medals you lose when you die? Alright, so we want to keep this at 10. Hold on. Every time I get to that screen, I hit A, and then it's like where you can convert to points. There we go. Oh, look at that. Okay. All right, melee attack looks a little better now. Fuck. Damn it. You cannot die in this game. I wish people would do homebrew games like this for the Sega Saturn. But I guess that, I've heard that the Saturn's really hard to program for. It's got multiple, like, it's got multiple, like, I guess, chips that you have to, like, work around. And I guess you would have to have a mod. If they were to, press Saturn discs, I bet they would have to be, you'd have to have a modded Saturn. I botched this level. I want to check this level out. Yeah, the levels seem to be a lot harder than the bosses are, right? Now, this level reminds me of Air Zonk, and you know, where there's like the light post that you can shoot. Yeah, this really reminds me of Air Zonk right here. Let's see. Ah, celebrity in the house. What's up, dude? Yeah, you would probably be into this game. I know you're a big Genesis guy. Ugh. Tell you what, this game ain't no pushover. Hey, any of you got, man, I just want to reset the game real quick. Are any of you guys going to the convention this weekend? I should be going tomorrow. My boy's actually supposed to be giving me a pass. So hopefully, either way, even if that didn't come through, I would still just buy my way in. I wonder if they'll have a copy of this game up at the convention. And if they do, I wonder how much they would ask for it. Look at them titties. Look, you see that? You see that? Titties. They would not have that in like a Genesis game back in the day. Unless maybe it was a Japanese Genesis game, like a Cho Iniki, if they had a Cho Iniki for the Genesis or the Mega Drive. All right, so here's one of the parabled hints here. Let's see. Headed for the castle, hun. That's what they say here in Baltimore. Like that's a big word. Somebody actually tried to copyright the word hun here in Baltimore. A place called Cafe Hun. It was in Hamden. If any of you guys are familiar with Baltimore. Hun. Let's see. Go through the mushroom forest and past Turtle Lake for the Great Mountains. Divine. Hey, John Waters, you know the director John Waters? We get Christmas cards from that director every year. I'm going to show you. We have it on the fridge, the last Christmas card or the one that he sent us last year. I'm gonna go get it and show it to you. Hold on. Someone I know, he shot some movies in their establishment. That's how we kind of know this guy. But this is a John Waters Christmas card, as you can see. And it's even got the John Waters. See that there? So this was last year's, but it's like a zombie eating Santa Claus. That's cool shit, right? Yeah, we got like John Waters like Christmas ornaments and stuff that he sent us that are pretty interesting. When he used to come around town, he would this guy's dead now, but he would have this guy Paul Rubens. I'm sure you guys know who that is. Pee Wee Herman. That was like his boy, and he would bring they would have been known to frequent the bars here in Baltimore quite regularly, at least back in the day. Let's see. Define pink flamingo. Yeah, right. What else do I know about like people from Baltimore? For a few months I was around that guy from Jackass that's from Baltimore. The thing is, when he used to live right up the street from me in this house owned by this woman named Elaine, right? Which this eccentric woman, she had this thrift store in Fells Point called Killer Trash. But anyway, she had this house that she would just rent to like, wayward boys of the city. And one of my buddies who was a graffiti writer, his name's Pat Lane, he used to live in this house. But Brandon Novak lived in that house too. And there was this other guy named John that me and him ended up like being kind of cool, but he was kind of a dick. But anyway, I remember me and Pat Lane were like really good friends, and we used to go out and write graffiti together. And I knew that Novak lived in that house, but I also knew that he was like heavily addicted to heroin, and I didn't want to be around that, But I knocked on because I wasn't just gonna like barge in the house, but I was going over there to kick it with Pat one day, and Brandon Novak come to like when I knocked on the door, he come to get the door. And there was like it's a row house in Baltimore, so there was like a big set of stairs where you had to like walk down if you were upstairs to come get the front door. And I'm like looking through this glass pane in the door. This dude starts walking towards the stairs, just tumbles down like a whole flight of stairs, just tumbles down, and then just gets up like nothing happened and opens the door. He's like, hey, what's up, bro? It's like, oh my god, like, dude, do you need to go to the hospital? But he was clearly like, on, and this was a long time ago. This wasn't recently or anything. I know the guy's like doing well now and owns recovery houses and stuff like that. but this was when he was in the grip of his addiction. There's a couple other people I know that are kind of like in the same level, you know. Dude, this enemy with this damn glowing tail is driving me crazy. This thing here. God. I mean, I don't need bombs on the boss, so I might as well use them for that thing, right? The era of jackass and piss drunk skate culture, self-destructive. Glad's kid today. Yeah, you're right. That did teach kids to be very. And look at a lot of those guys. Like, you know, you got actually Novak's doing well. I know this person. He is doing well. I know that despite anything that you've heard on social media or anything, I know for a fact that he's doing well. I'm pretty sure Steve-O's doing well. I don't know that guy at all, but I know he has a podcast, and you can just look at how he looks. He looks really healthy, and he's into health food and like no smoking cigarettes. He's on the health food kick. I think he's a little too militant with that, but good for him, because I guess the lifestyle that he lived, he probably has to be militant with, I guess, his recovery or whatever you want to call it. Because that guy would have died. But then you got people like the Bam Margera's that think that they don't have a problem, and you know, I think he's probably addicted to alcohol. I do. I have the gun. Yeah, I do. I have the. I actually have gun. I was gonna stream Gunvein instead of this, as a matter of fact. I've only beaten Gunvein once. Yeah, but I brought it with me. I got the one that comes with like the soundtrack. I really like Gunvein a lot. It's a really hard game. Oh, you can buy Continue for $4.50. Okay. This really reminds me of the limiter shop in Crimson Clover. Do you remember that? It's had a bit of recovery in him. Since footage of him skating. Yeah, I've seen that too. But it seems like every few months he'll just drink alcohol. It's just from what I've seen. I hope that the guy gets it together. But me personally, I don't drink alcohol. I just just because there was people in my family that were alcoholics. That's the only reason why I don't. But people like him, they can't drink. You can't drink successfully. Like, I'm scared that if I drink, I'll be like addicted to alcohol and start drinking That's just me. That's why I don't drink, but yeah, I beat Gunvein one time. It's really, really hard. I beat it on its easiest mode, but it's just one of those games, just like this or anything else. Once you just play it over and over and over and over and over again, you'll get it down. Like I had to be in like a complete like Zen mode where I was just like you know, like when you're in that Zen mode where you're looking at the screen like it's one of those God, well, you know those pictures that you would stare at them and then the image would pop out at you. You know, there's like 3D pictures that would look all funky and psychedelic, but you had to like look past them as you're looking at it, and then the image pops out at you. You get into kind of that mode with these games where you're like staring past them, and that's like the best way I can describe it. It's like a mix of that and like trying to figure out a Sudoku puzzle, you know? Fuck. Yeah, I hope these guys work on another shooter. I mean, I feel like this game was really successful. You know, the goals that they had, the monetary goals that they had, you know, in making this game. I mean, they met them. I feel like they far exceeded them, and they had really reasonable expectations for this game. I feel like they met them. I feel like this game is a proven success, at least so far. And I do feel like this game will hold up in the future, you know. I mean, look at Lords of Thunder or Elemental Master. I mean, they still hold up. So I mean, this will clearly hold up for the foreseeable future, as long as people like us are still alive, you know. God, I wonder how big of a cartridge they put this game on. Because like, look at the character sprite's got a lot of animation to, or at least for a Genesis game. There's a lot of different enemy sprites. This must be a big cartridge. I mean, they ain't throwing this on like the type of cartridge they throw like a columns on or something, right? You know, I heard that that Neo Zix or Neo Zangetsu or whatever the hell you want to call it for the, you know, for the Neo Geo and the Sega Dreamcast. I heard that even though that's like a Gray Banzer Fox game, I heard that they NG dev team, there's a lot of like NG dev team flair on that game, so the developers didn't get to do their full vision of what they wanted for their game. And from what I understand, Super Zix is the more accurate representation of what they wanted Neo Zix to be, and this is just their next game. You know, correct me if I'm wrong. That's just from the information I've read online. Now, I have beaten this boss before. I say that as he kills me, but yeah, the first time I played that boss, I beat him. I have an idea. I wonder what kind of... Are there any cheat codes for this game? Like one where you can get a whole bunch of money? Would it be more sci-fi elements than music and Crazy Razor's fantasy style? Yeah, so you probably read the same stuff that I read. Like I said, I know I'm friends with the person that did the sound for Super Zix. I don't know if they did the sound for this. Maybe they did. I don't know. All right. Now, how much money do I have here? I have 200 Z's. Okay, now I have 50. I'm streaming on the internet. Just letting you know. Woman doesn't like being in the public eye. Yeah, I don't care if I got to play this game every day for a month straight. I'm going to figure this one out. You know, the other games that they did, like the Super Zix and the Neo Zix and the other games that they worked on, this game has more, like they had more of a caravan style feel to them, where this has more of a console shooter feel to it. You know, it's got the limiter shop like Crimson Clover, or like the shop like you'd have in like Magical Chase or Trouble Witches, you know. Or Dranius. Dranius has the same type of deal. I brought that game with me too. Yeah, this guy's powered up melee attack, I feel like, is a lot better than like the Gladius ship that just has these 3 orbs that spin around. And they don't even act as a shield against enemy fire, so I really don't get it, you know? But yeah, are they going to make this game available to the general public? Like, I guess just like on the Mega Cat Studios website. I know they did the Kickstarter for it, but you know, the game is done. It's obviously made. I know if they listed these games for sale, they would clearly sell them. You know, all the little retro stores like the Too Many Games and, you know, stores like Too Many Games, like they would, you know, they sell all the other retro bit stuff and, you know, stuff in that vein. Or like Columbus Circle, or, you know, or who knows, maybe Columbus Circle will pick this up and print it. Who knows, right? Who all does really good Genesis games that are built well? Retrobit, obviously. Retrobit does a pretty nice Genesis cart. I'll give it to them. They're done even better than like an official one, right? I guess Mega Cat Studios. You got Mega Cat Studios. You got Retrobit, and then you got Columbus Circle. I mean, who else? Unless you got like just a cannibalized Genesis card. I mean, this can be made pretty well. I wouldn't really trust anything outside of those options right there. So did I get the secret for this level? I did all the orbs on the turtles. I think something happens when you do it right, like her titties light up or something. Let's see. I think there's some intended balance with the ships having better shot times and better melees on their ships. Knight's melee. Well, great. Yeah, the Gladius is weak. Am I saying that right? Gladius? Yeah, Gladius. Now, what's the point of this screen right here? Is this just giving you a break if you want to pause in between levels and get a snack or rock a piss, or, you know, what's the deal with this? Oh, you know what? This copy of Blastwind right here is fake as fuck, dude. I mean, I got a pseudo cart so I can play it, but it's just a burnt disc. I paid $250 for this thing on eBay. Ordered it from China. I will never make that mistake again. It's not even a nice burn. I mean, if you're going to sell a fake game and charge $250 for it, I'm expecting at the very least a pressed disc. So I did get a refund. I got a refund without even asking. So that was kind of nice, but that's some bullshit. Do not trust sellers from China. If you look on their feedback and you see anything about fake game, don't. No. Alright, let's see. Okay. Enemy shot down. That's what we want. Oh, yes. How about, metal? No. Be nice to buy, continue. So we use the Gladius ship for this one, right? Gladius? Yeah. Gold? Which one for this level? I'm on the 3rd level. Fuck it, I'm going with the Gladius. See, there's a lot more little popcorn type enemies in this level that are spread across the screen, so I feel like this is the one that you're supposed to use for this level, but I don't know. Let's see. Okay, good. Alright, so Knight, Gladius. Okay. Oh, wait, it's the night level. This is the... So, wait a minute. So does that mean the first 3 levels are the night level? Because I used the night for the first 3 levels. See these balls? Like, what is... Like, they don't even act as a shield. So, like, what the fuck? This is... Isn't this... I think this is the 3rd level. Maybe this is the 2nd level. I don't know. I'm just kind of like mindlessly playing this game to try to learn these patterns. I'm just streaming the progression of me learning this game. I'm not waiting for me to get good at it and then stream it. I'm just, when you get my age and you get as busy as I get, you know, I just like to stream so I could like kick it with you guys and not be just like alone playing video games, you know? So some people might stream to try to get tips and earn money. I'm the kind of guy that just likes to stream just to try to like make friends and connect with the community, you know? But if you got like a show, like a Kino Casino where they actually do a show, you know, I'm not against people, you know, like receiving tips and stuff or something like that. But like if you're just streaming a video game like a DSP, it's like that dude expects and demands that people send him money. It's disgusting. But at the end of the day, it's all e-bagging. But I'm not against like a Kino Casino or something getting tips. That's like, they actually do a show and do homework, or even like a Keemstar with his, I don't watch any of his stuff, but at least it's all like choreographed for the most part. Like they actually do some kind of like homework, you know. I'm not against people receiving tips and donations for something like that. But again, if you're just playing a video game, like what the fuck? You might as well just stand out on the corner with a tin can and rattle it as cars go by. Oh, there's the key. I just received the key. Secret found. So, does that mean that this level needs the Gladius shit? Because I just got the secret key. Yeah, it said, okay, so it says here in the manual, because I was, you know, just, I wasn't understanding like the metal system or any of that. So I decided to actually, I'll just knock my mic out. No, all right. Yeah, I decided to read the manual, and it says here, so I'm going to read to you. All right, stages. All right, this says stages, choose your way. The first 3 stages are available to play in any order. And then it said something about each character having their own stage. Hold on. You may disable, okay, other. You may disable the zipper effect that precedes the shop. God, I want to read to you what I read here. Let's see. Blah, 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 blah. Some stages will not be available until completing others beforehand or meeting certain prerequisites. Let's see. 3 fantastical worlds, fantasy, adventure, and alien, have collided. Our heroes must join together to save their respective homes and uncover the mysteries behind it all. Are you up to the challenge? World. First 3 stages available to play in any order. Upon completing the first fantasy stage, alien, or future stage, the next section becomes accessible. You may power up your main shot or melee attack 2 times. Melee upgrades are only accessible this way. Cash out currently held medals in exchange for score. Continue the game once all lives are lost. Only 1 for the purchase can be used. Alright, there's 3 different shop keeps. I swear somewhere I read in here it said something about each, let's see. Finding secrets. All stages except the final one contained a hidden key, all of which must be found to access the final best ending. Playing as the character that best fits the stage environment might be helpful, as they would be more familiar with their home turf. There are several endings to see depending on which character you use and how well you play the general route you take. There is one ultimate final ending which can be accessed if all the stage secrets are found and certain other criteria are met. Are you best and try and see them all? So that is kind of like God, there's that shooter that Devolver Digital put out. They put it out as a physical game only on the Nintendo Switch. That kind of operates the same way. Oh shit. Is this... There's still more boss? What is this? Yeah, I definitely didn't find the secret key for the first 2 levels. I guess maybe the knight is not who you're supposed to use. I don't know. Ooh, bonus level. I guess this is kind of like in Street Fighter 2 where you bash up the car. Or like in Cotton when you collect the teacups. Or like in Galaxian when you're intergalactic dancing. Ah, more titties. Are you supposed to be trying to get like a full house or something with those playing cards? I wonder if there's a secret from not shooting the green gems that seems it would be harder than shooting them at all. Oh, okay. So that's kind of like, now this is something I haven't done yet, but in Blazing Lasers, the first boss, if you avoid his fire for like 2 or 3 minutes, he just moves out of the way and gives you like all these 1-ups. Okay, that was the second level. Okay. So I guess we're supposed to use the Gladius ship in level 2. Alright, Metropolis. What does the manual say about which ship to use for that? It tells you in the manual. Oh, come on. Notes. There's 2 notes pages in this manual, which is kind of nice. Alright, stage 3. Okay, it shows a picture of the ship used in stage 3. And it's the Gladius ship. Oh, that's 4. Hold on. Stage 3. Where are the ships at? Hold on. I think it tells you in the manual, like, which ship. Story, adventure. Alright, Vulcan. Okay. 3 heroes. The Knight. Infected overrunning multiple Earth colonies and outlying lower powered shots for a widespread. I don't know. Who should I use for the Metropolis? It's definitely not the Knight. Now, if I could lower the enemy fire, that would be nice. God, these Mega Cat Studios Genesis cases are not made that well. They don't even fit the manual. Okay. Ooh, can I buy a continue? Ooh, yes, sir. Well, I'll buy one up, too. No? Okay. The big one when it gets real bad. Tank patrols are getting really serious on the streets nowadays. They send out the big one when it gets too bad. What's up, dog? We're just playing ZPF. Alright, let's see. Piling, advanced, blah, 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 blah. Super fighter. This veteran has bested many alien territories in the deepest of space. Okay, so maybe this guy's for the Metropolis. Frontline force for the sprawling and often besieged city fortress. Okay, this is the one. Again, this really reminds me of Air Zonk, the way you can like bust out the light poles. I think I'm already powered all the way up. If I designed a shooter, I would make it to where if you were like all the way powered up, you could like overpower yourself and turn that into a mechanic. I got some good ideas for a shooter. Maybe with all this AI stuff going on, I can actually design one day. Because I got some pretty good ideas of what I would want to see in a shooter. Oh, he's about to fire a laser, isn't he? Yes, he is. Alright. Fuck. This one you probably got to knock out all these ships right here to get the secret. Fuck. God, he was kicking my ass. I've fought this boss once before, and this boss kicked my ass. I think there's like a part 2 to... Oh, no, never mind. Third level. Fast Striker, look, those levels like really get hard. Damn, bro, I might go out and get me a eShop card and download it on my Switch. Let's see. What is I've been using? Oh, I don't know. Which one should I use for this level here? I guess the Gladius ship. Yeah, Alien. So yeah, this is the Gladius. They definitely need an EX version of this game where they add, like, you know, using this as like a bullet deflect shield. So when they do that and finally port this game to Switch or PS5 or Switch 2 or whatever they do, even if it's just Steam, they need to do like an EX version of this game that has like an arrange mode, arrange soundtrack, added mechanics, like the same thing they would do in like consoleizing an arcade port for the Saturn. You know, in games like Garega, Hyperduel, you know, so many. The only games that came out on the Saturn that didn't add like a Saturn mode really are like those like AG, like the our AG are the Arcade Gears games, kind of like they were just like straight rips of the game, maybe with like a border or something and like a slightly changed aspect ratio. You fucker. Goblin head. What is this, like a boss rush? Yeah, some sip speed control. It'd be awesome if the melee attack added, you know, was kind of like they do in like the cave games where it slows you down a little bit, or even like they've already done that mechanic in Neo 6. There's like an actual slow down button. It doesn't change your shot or anything, but ooh, I think I bought a continue, didn't I? Yes, I did. It says you're only allowed to buy one continue. Whoa. Alright, this asshole here. Fuck. Yeah, I'm gonna need some practice on this level. Oh, I'll take that. Yes, sir. Thank you. I mean, when do you get extends in this game? Like how it doesn't really say that in the manual. Ah, I just lost it. Bitch. Yeah, 1 credit. You can keep buying them. You have to game over to buy another one. Yeah, you have to get. Yeah, I guess they only give you 1. It's better than none. So all you gotta do is get good at the game, and then you can actually make a little mistake here and there, you know? Whoa. Oof. Alright, I think I'm gonna go, I gotta stop by the retro store and see what's up with my ticket for tomorrow, but, yeah, I think I'm gonna hop back on this evening and, hook my Switch up and probably play Gunvan. I brought Gunvan, I brought... that Dodonpachi that M2 ported, I got, Dranius. So I got some pretty good shooters for the Switch that I could stream. And I even brought a Brooks controller adapter and an Xbox controller with like that really nice D-pad on it. So that's what I'm going to try to mess around with later. But I appreciate you guys stopping by. And until this evening, man. Peace.